Hello and welcome to the amazingly wild Cambrian Mountains in the middle of Wales. Now in this video today I shall be reviewing the Vango Pico walking pole. Let's crack on with it. So I thought before I get to the actual review of the walking pole, I thought I'd spend a couple of minutes just talking about why you might actually want to get one of these walking poles in the first place. Now, I'll be honest, I've only really been into this, enjoying the great outdoors and hiking for the last year or so. And when I started out, I always associated walking poles with the more elderly walker and those with arthritic sort of joints. I never considered it to be something that a younger person would buy. But I tell you what, these days, whenever I head out into the hills, you won't see me without them. They're a really, really useful piece of kit. And I'm just going to go through now 4 of the main things that I think make it essential. So first of all, they're really, really useful when you're climbing mountains or hills. Normally, when you're climbing, your leg muscles take all of the strain. But when you've got one walking pole, or especially if you've got 2, then it takes some of the strain off the leg muscles and the arms to do some of the work instead. So really, really useful there. It works the same when you're going down a hill. In fact, I'd probably say they're even more useful then, because your knees take an awful lot of strain when you're trying to fight gravity. If you're like me and you've got slightly dodgy knees, the walking pole proves to be really, really handy. When I first started hiking, I'd get quite a bit of discomfort in my knees, but now, I've just been up that mountain behind us there is the highest mountain in mid-Wales, and I've come a good way down already. Got no discomfort at all, and I'm sure that's because of the walking pole. The third reason is I'm yet to do this, but I've seen many wild campers using their walking poles to erect sort of a tarp shelter. Something I'd love to do, and it does look really, really cool. But they serve a really, really good purpose there. And the fourth reason, I have thought, hopefully I'll never have to do this, but I reckon they'll come in quite handy to sort of ward off wild animals should they decide to come close. So they're a good self-defense mechanism. So enough of the Ninja Warrior. Let's get on with this review then. So where do we start? Well, first of all, let's just say I've been really, really happy with this purchase. I bought this actually just over a year ago in the lovely Welsh town of Llangollen. And back then I bought it in a specialist sort of outdoor shop, and it cost me about £18, which and I bought 2. I bought 2 of the walking poles, so just shy of £40 for the 2. That's not massively cheap, but actually I've done a bit of research, and actually now you can actually buy this from numerous places, and for as little as about £12 a pole. To be honest, that's about as low as you're going to get. So from a price range, you really can't do much better. And in fact, there are some walking poles out there that cost as much as £40 a pole. But to be honest, I think unless you're like a real specialist and you're climbing Everest, where maybe every single gram counts, I really don't see the point in spending that sort of money. This will more than do the job. If we come in a bit closer, you'll notice that it's got a really nice sort of foam handle on it. I've used this so many times now, and it's always been really, really comfortable, even when I'm out walking all day. And the actual sort of metalwork here is it's nice and solid. There's a few scratches on it, as you might expect, but other than that, it's really, really sturdy, and it's definitely up to the job. And you can see here as well, there are 2 adjustment points as well on the walking pole. Now, just to let you know, I'm actually just a smidge over 6 foot tall, and there's loads of adjustment left in this to go higher and also quite a bit lower. My girlfriend Louise, she's 5'2". She bought the same pole. She can use them as well, and I'm pretty sure you could be a 2-meter giant and still find use and still have these fit you. So no problems at all with the sizing, and they're really, really easy to adjust as well. If you can see this, you can see that lever there. All you literally do is you pull it out, you twist it out. You can see there are numbers on the side there, which show you sort of how high you want it to go. There's a little knob on this side. You can twist that to tighten it, and then actually that's a little bit too tight now, so we'll loosen it off a little bit, and then there we go, come in like that, and it's nice and solid. As for the bottom, well, if I show you this here, You can see, I mean, this is covered, I don't know how many miles, and it almost looks as if it's not been used at all. Good as new. So really, really robust, really, really solid. And the great thing as well, I mean, this is not made of carbon fibre like some of the more expensive models, but this is nice and light. I mean, to be honest, I only carry one of these usually, just because I'm normally carrying a lot of other gear. But yeah, if you were carrying two, you've got no problem with weight. And again, as I mentioned earlier, it's going to make your trip into the hills so much more pleasant. So yeah, I hope you found that review useful. If you did, please like the video and subscribe as well. Hopefully then you might enjoy some sort of checking out some of my other adventures where I put this walking pole to good use. But thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.